We all know how closely people are watching Prince Harry, who has arrived in the UK. The big intrigue is whether the disgraced prince will meet with relatives, whom he offended so much in his numerous interviews and the famous book, which again was not particularly popular, but became the cause of a huge scandal in the royal family. Again, in addition to that, many are concerned about what is happening now with Kate and William's children, who feel the burden of the royal burden on themselves. That's what our video is going to be about tonight. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. It's very important to me. And here we go. Royal insiders are reporting that Kate Middleton, wife of Prince William, has expressed her willingness to meet with Prince Harry, if that decision is made by King Charles III, despite other members of the royal family keeping their distance from Harry. So far, this only emphasizes the urgency of the situation in the British royal family. Prince Harry recently traveled to London to attend an event celebrating the 10th anniversary of the undefeated games. However, a meeting with his father, King Charles III, did not take place. A close friend of the royal family, Hugo Vickers, shared that if the king wished to meet Harry, he would have found time to do so, as it's impossible to be so busy that you can't see your son. Prince Harry himself confirmed that the visit to Britain went without a meeting with his father, pointing to the king's busy schedule. The absence of the possibility of a meeting was also confirmed by the prince's representative, explaining it by the full employment of His Majesty. In addition, members of the royal family ignored the birthday of Archie, son of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, who recently turned 5 years old, without sending any congratulations. In the context of a possible meeting between Kate Middleton and Prince Harry, the author of the book, The King, Christopher Anderson, claims that Prince William does not support the idea of such a meeting. He says tensions and resentment remain between the brothers and their spouses, making any prospect of a meeting or reconciliation highly unlikely. If the king asks for it, she will agree. However, Charles III, who is known for his sensitivity and understanding, is unlikely to burden his favorite daughter-in-law with such a request. This is not the right time for that, he noted. Prince William is trying to avoid meetings with his younger brother, the Duke of Sussex, the Mirror reports, citing royal expert and biographer Tom Quinn. The heir to the throne is uncomfortable after Harry revealed intimate details of their family life in his memoirs. William is concerned that Harry is publicly taking the dirt out of the house, but he doesn't want to appear to be someone who can't forgive. As a future king, he realizes that he is expected to be wise and generous. Quinn explained. The expert emphasized that the issue of relations with his brother is not easy for Prince William, as he is keen to avoid communication, but fears that a complete severing of ties would look unsightly in the eyes of the public. Harry is seen as a rebel who thinks he can say whatever he thinks, and despite criticism for breaking the royal code of silence, many sympathize with him, seeing what he's been through, the biographer added. We'll keep an eye out for more developments. What do you think about Kate Middleton's possible meeting with Prince Harry? Share your thoughts on it in the comments. Well, and we continue. After all, no less interest now causes the fate of the children of Kate Middleton and Prince William. Many are worried about how they are living now. They must have a wonderful life because they're princes. That's probably what you thought when you read the question. And there is some truth to it. Being born into a royal family is considered a great fortune. However, the lives of the monarch's heirs have their own unique aspects that may surprise you. For example, Kate and William's children, little George, Charlotte, and Leo, are not under the legal guardianship of their parents. Kate and William are called their mom and dad, but they do not have legal guardianship rights. This is a rather unusual situation. The legal guardian of the children of the royal family is the current monarch. All rights to grandchildren and great-grandchildren until their majority long belonged to Queen Elizabeth II, and after her death passed to her son, now King Charles III. Thus, he is now responsible for all the younger members of the royal family, and this includes even Harry and William in their childhood. This legislation was introduced back in the era of King George I in the early 1700s because of his poor relationship with his son, the future King George II. King George I established such a law in order to decide the fate of his grandchildren himself. Although it is hard to imagine that any significant decisions are made without taking into account the opinion of parents, the ruling monarch always has the final say. Another unusual feature follows from this. All gifts received by the children also belong to the king. Any gifted items, even toys, become his property, and he decides what to do with them. Give them to charity, keep them for himself, or perhaps keep a few for his grandchildren. Royal behavior implies a lack of caprice, and this also applies to little princes and princesses. An upbringing of restraint and obedience to rules is a key requirement for the monarch's children. In this sense, Kate and William's children behaved much more ascetically than many of their peers. Many people are interested in what conditions the children of Kate Middleton and Prince William live in. Of course, they live in luxury. After all, they are princes, is probably the first thing that comes to mind. Indeed, these children were born into a royal family, which in itself brings many privileges. Nevertheless, their lives have unique features unique to a royal childhood that may surprise. For example, little George, Charlotte, and Leo are not allowed to use smartphones and tablets, as these devices are considered adult toys. Instead, the children spend a lot of time outdoors, engaged in active games, creativity, crafts, and drawing. Their time in front of the TV is minimized. Duchess Kate and Prince William strictly follow these rules so that their children remain carefree and joyful as long as possible. From a very young age, the children of the royal family are taught etiquette. They are trained by a whole staff of tutors who teach them how to behave in various social situations. At dinners, weddings, meetings with relatives, outings and receptions. They are strictly forbidden to shout and violently express their emotions. Children must behave perfectly, be polite, reserved, friendly, show understanding and kindness. The grimaces for which Charlotte and Louis have become known are considered indecent. It is not known how they are punished for it, but apparently the punishments are not too strict, because the paparazzi occasionally capture the children with their tongues out and bored at numerous events. Under royal rules, children are also not always allowed to join dinners with their parents until they have learned the art of polite conversation. This rule applies not only to formal dinners, but also to holidays such as Christmas or Easter. If children can't behave themselves at the table, they eat in the nursery in the company of caregivers until they learn the rules of polite conversation, as royal chef Darren McGrady told Harper's Bazaar. Of course, the royal children are also required to do well academically. They currently attend Lambert School in Berkshire. Clothing and accessories in the royal family are governed by such strict rules that a whole article could be written about them. However, we will focus on a few key points. The first of these rules concerns little boys. Until the age of 8, they are not supposed to wear long pants. They are only allowed shorts. This tradition dates back to the 16th century, when young aristocrats first wore dresses and then switched to wearing breeches, while children from poor families wore more practical pants from childhood. In modern Britain, breeches are still associated with the aristocracy, and it is no coincidence that they are part of the uniforms of many prestigious schools. Even in cold weather, little princes and dukes wear shorts, but keep warm with long, warm socks. Girls have their own restrictions. They are not allowed to wear shorts or pants, only skirts and dresses. Pantyhose are only allowed in very cold weather, otherwise only socks. Another interesting rule concerns the wearing of the crown. Despite the fact that many little girls dream of feeling like princesses, young members of the royal family are forbidden to wear a crown until they get married. This rule does not apply to ordinary girls who can adorn themselves with crowns at any age. The only exception was made for Queen Elizabeth II, who was allowed to wear a crown at the age of 10 during her father's coronation. So we continue to follow the developments in the royal family on our channel. Thank you for watching the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. It's very important for YouTube's algorithms. Thank you.